When I was 18 years old, my dad told me, you gotta live life before you can write about it. Then he said, get a job. So that's what I did. I didn't go to Alaska and get some oil rig job and make a ton of cash. I didn't go back to college and get a fancy degree. I stayed right here in Los Angeles and got a bunch of shitty jobs. 82 of them. Now, do the math on that. 82 jobs over 20 years, that's about a job every 3 months for 2 decades. That's a lot of applications. That's a lot of interviews, and that's a lot of resumes. And that's a lot of lying on resumes. That's a lot of living. The real genesis of the job pirate came a couple years later in my late 20s when I read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. And just the way he got a job in the meatpacking industry and turned it upside down as a journalist, a muckraker, that just did it for me. In my 20s and 30s, I definitely lived it up. I would get fired or quit in these very elaborate ways, something that would leave an impression. Then as you get older, there's a whole different set of rules you have to play by when you're in your 40s. You can't be as carefree and as cavalier as you were in your 20s. But I still hate working, I still get fired, still leave jobs colorfully. But the job pirate is definitely who I am, but a more mature job pirate. Like even a pirate has to come ashore eventually and buy a little home on land. I think the secret to surviving any job and the secret to the job pirate is just knowing the score. That's most of the battle right there. I'm just kind of realizing that America has changed. You know, it's no longer your dad's America. It's no longer this America where you can have one career for 30 years and then retire with a great pension, Social Security, 401k, and have the golden years. My Generation X and plus the millennial generations to follow, we don't have job security. So the rules have changed basically. And that's, once you realize that and once you kind of start playing that game, life becomes easier.
I'm the man who took your dead grandfather to the morgue.
I am the man who answered the phone when you called the rehab hotline at 2 a.m. I am the man who showed up at your front door and tried to sell you that expensive water purifier. I'm the man who wrote the dialogue for that porno you just watched.
And I probably even took you to the airport in a limousine.
I am Brandon Christopher, and collecting careers is what I do for a living. I sail the 7 seas of crappy jobs while hoisting the flag of the job pirate. I have survived 82 jobs at last count, but writing is the only occupation that has ever really mattered.